Today's video will cover 8 reasons why expectations lead to disappointments and unhappiness. So I wanted to make this video today because we often have expectations, and when they don't get met, then we feel pain. And the pain is not due to somebody else's issue. It's because you had expectations, and when you have expectations, they often lead to disappointments and unhappiness. So let me cover 8 reasons why that happens. The first one is that it creates illusions because you imagine a way of doing something or being a certain way, or for someone else to be a certain way. And when that doesn't happen, you feel cheated. But know that that was your expectations for things to go the way they should have gone, and you created and imagined the way things would go. And when they don't go according to that, then you get disappointed and unhappy. So don't imagine. Live in the present, live in the now, and roll with life. Don't act based on what you experienced in the past, because remember, you're creating your future from your present. So if you act like you acted in the past, then you're creating a future that you created in your past, which perhaps you may not like. The next one, it puts pressure on people, because when you have expectations on people to act a certain way, to be a certain way, to do certain things, that leads to disappointment, because not everybody has your life experience. Not everybody has your perspective of life. So they will act differently, and they will think differently. They will do things differently. That doesn't mean your way is the right way, because when you pressure people to be the way you want them to be, then you push them away, because nobody wants to live that way. Everybody wants the freedom to be able to express themselves authentically. The next one is it steals from gratitude, because when you expect things to go a certain way, there is no gratitude because you expect it to go a certain way. You're not appreciative of the way things come to you because you expected it that way. So it steals from gratitude. And as I've said in my past videos, gratitude is one of the ways you can change your energy and feel better when you're in a rut. So gratitude is very, very important. Appreciating things that you have and pleasantly being surprised with things, and expressing appreciation, expressing gratitude instead of expecting things to go a certain way or you to get a certain thing. The next one is it leads to entitlement, because you feel that you deserve to have this because of whatever reasons that you may think. So you feel entitled to receive certain things. But remember, the universe always has your back. You may not get things right away, because you may get things according to divine timing, or you may not get something because it's not good for you. So that leads to unhappiness, because when you feel like you're entitled to something and you don't get it, it leads you for you to be disappointed. So don't do that to yourself, because it just leads to unhappiness. The next one is it limits freedom, because you feel that everything must go a certain way, the way you imagined it, and you feel unhappy when it doesn't. But remember, there are certain things you cannot control, and you have to accept that that's how it is, and you have to trust that life is happening for you, through you, not to you. So always know that. Don't expect everything to go according to how you imagine, how you want. Be open to receiving things in a different way. Be open to appreciating things happening in a certain way. The next one, it turns into resentment, because when you try to have expectations on others, then they will rebel, and they will not have freedom either, because They will be unhappy, you will be unhappy. So try not to impose your way on everything, on everybody around you as well, if you want to have good relationships with others. Next one is it blinds your possibility, because you expect things and you don't realize that your perspective of what's possible for you may not be even close to what your creator has planned for you. So always have goals, have desires, have ambition, but don't get attached to that. Make sure you are open to new possibilities, for better possibilities, for bigger possibilities, because that is possible. Your creator has pictured a life for you and is always trying to give you more than you can ever expect and imagine. Next one is disconnect you from your present, because you are focusing on your expectations for the future, and peace is in being present and experiencing the now. And you are creating your future from your present time anyway. So when you are anxious, when you are unhappy, then that's what you're going to create and attract for yourself. So the sooner you realize that, the better that expectations can disconnect you from your present time. So, like I said, have goals, but then be open to things unfolding in ways that are for the greatest good of you and everybody that's involved. So I hope you found these 8 things enlightening, and it will help you realize that the reason why expectations are not good, they can make you unhappy. Let me cover these 8 things again. 8 reasons. Number 1, it creates illusions based on your imagination, puts pressure on people to be a certain way, steals from gratitude, leads to entitlement, limits your freedom because you want things to go according to how you imagined, turns into resentment by other people who you expect to act and be a certain way, blinds your possibility because you feel that you can only accomplish something one way and you're not open to it turning out differently, and trusting your creator and the universe who always has your back. And it disconnects you from the present because you are only thinking about what you expect in the future, and peace is in the present, being present in the moments that are a gift every single day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with anybody else who needs to hear this message, who has a lot of expectations. And please subscribe. I release videos every Wednesday so you can be notified. Thank you for watching. I believe in you. I'm sending you love.